here they are, my secret weapons. Alright, so I got it out. Doesn't that just look like the most massive wrench you've ever seen in your life? Like, this thing's huge. But crap! Top shape. It's filthy, man. Unless you hose yourself down like an animal. That looks like a nasty storm coming. The drink of champions. We'll get her done once again. Now I'm gonna start it because I've been talking way too much and you're probably sick and tired of hearing me because I'm definitely sick and tired of hearing my own voice. Alright, so it's been 3 years, but we're just about finished this truck. We're finally on the final stage, the back end. So we just finished putting it back together. Now we're gonna take it all apart again. So the back end, what we wanted to do was wanted to put on a new bumper as well as a tire carrier because I don't actually have an area for the spare tire, so I wanted to have a safe area so it doesn't have to be inside. Wow, that sawing is very strong today. Whew. At the same time, I have another problem. The gas tank actually rotted out from the inside and it keeps clogging my fuel filter every time I drive, so gotta change that up because it was sitting for so many years. Gotta change it up. So those are the last 3 things to do. Gotta take that apart. I'm gonna show you what I got. Alright, over here is our gas tank. This is not the stock Cherokee sized gas tank. It's actually a bigger one. The other one's, I think it's only 15 gallons. I think this one's 30 something. So it's much bigger. Almost double the capacity, if not. Actually, I think it might be double the capacity. Anyways, I really wanted a plastic one because the metal one rusted out from the inside, but that's because I didn't use the truck. So my dad actually changed the gas tank on that a long time ago, so here we got to do it again, but it is what it is. Anyways, it's a really simple tank. It was just under $200, so it wasn't that expensive. It's not supposed to be the hardest change in the world. It's made in Canada, which is cool because it's where we're from. And no, it doesn't come in these colors. I wanted it red because, I don't know, it's kind of cool. You know, it's kind of like having the red calipers. I wanted to make it look a little different. The reason the top and the bottom are black is because I ran out of paint and I didn't feel like buying another red spray paint bottle. And you don't actually see this anyways, but I think the reason I wanted to cover is just because so it doesn't rust, because it's just pure metal, right? So it will rust at some point or another. Anyways, it's ready to go. That's the gas tank. We're going to put that in. We've got to take the old assembly off. But that means taking everything off. So that whole back end is pretty much coming off. If you look back there, yes, that is the back panel for the interior. I haven't put that on yet. I kind of cheated because in order to put the bumper on the back, it's got some electrical in it. I actually have to have access to the wiring, so if I cover that right now, it would be kind of tough, and still have to cut the holes for the speakers. Another cool thing about what's going to be on that rear end, I haven't shown you the bumper just yet, but the bumper itself has reverse lights, LED reverse lights, so that's kind of cool. You know, you always got a little more light when you're backing up, so that's why I haven't put that back end on. We have that. Over there we have the fuel pump assembly, so that's the sending unit. I don't actually know how this is going to go because diesels don't need a fuel pump. They actually pull from inside. Apparently, I'm not really sure. That's what my dad told me. And so there's no fuel pump in it. It's just kind of gravity feed. And so we're gonna see. Hopefully everything fits. Got all the gaskets. We're gonna move on. And right now I'm actually gonna take you outside. Sorry about the helicopter or airplane, whatever the hell it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna take you outside and show you the rear bumper. And here they are, my secret weapons, and also the most expensive parts in this truck fix. Now, I'm all about saving old parts. I would love to save that rear bumper. However, the biggest problem I have right now is I have nowhere to put the spare tire. Now, in the past, I've had it on the roof rack, but I welded that roof rack myself, and I don't know, I just don't feel that comfortable having it up there. So what I really want to do is get a tire carrier. Now, to have a tire carrier, you actually have to have a special bumper, or usually they come either in one big piece or 2 separate pieces. So that's what I did. I actually got a JCR off-road bumper and the tire carrier. Now this is actually the high-end design. I looked at a bunch of different ones. I looked at a Smitty built one, but honestly, that one's from China and this one's from the United States. Now I'm Canadian and I'm all about, you know, trying to support. It doesn't matter if it's from Canada or the United States. I'm trying to support, you know, the North American markets. Basically, I would love to, you know, buy parts that are locally produced. I don't want everything coming from China. Plus, this is just better quality. I know it costs double the price. You know, that was the hard part. But when I read the reviews on the other one, they said, oh, the holes don't line up or the thing sags. This one just had everything good, and this thing is freaking heavy, you know, like this is really, really solid stuff. I know I can tow a lot with that, I checked that. You put the tire on here, it's not going anywhere, so this is about safety, you know, I really don't want the tire on anywhere, just, heaven forbid something happen, it go flying, kill somebody inside. I'd rather put it on the outside, secure it to the vehicle, and that's just a safety precaution. Plus, the front of it looks so sweet, why not make the back a little bit better too? So this is going to be a lot of work. I'm a little intimidated of this. I've never done something like this big before. But hey, it's just a bunch of bolts, right? So let's get at her. Now I just want to mention one thing. I'm not sponsored by anybody, you know, I bought all these parts myself. In fact, this thing actually, sorry, the bumper actually got stuck at customs because it had the word tire in it, but the word, it was tire carrier, and they didn't get the carrier and it was just tire. So as soon as it does that, it gets pulled over to the side, and you need a special invoice for that. So it was put aside, and then I had to pay the brokerage fees to clear that, so another $200. So this whole thing was rather expensive. But I'll tell you this, I wanted to do a little shout out to two companies. One is JCR themselves. When I was ordering this, their communication was great. You know, they were really cool about it, and this is during the COVID thing. I ordered this a while ago, and they had great staff, and this is something that I like about when you pay a little more, you know, you pay a local company rather somewhere way out in China, you actually get, you know, humans talking to you, which is really nice. And you know you're supporting families, and not that there's not families in China, but you know what I mean, like local families doing their own business and stuff, not a big machine, and people are living off that, and I think that's really cool. So we were able to do that, and JCR Off-Road were great. Like I said, they didn't sponsor this video or anything, it's just me doing it, but I want to give them a shout out. Second, I want to get a shout out to a guy from FedEx. His name's Raj. Raj works in FedEx. He's probably one of those guys that doesn't get much praise for what he does because he has to deal with, you know, people's packages not making and this stuff. But when this got stuck, I was really stressed out because it was all confusing. It was really tough to call anybody. With this COVID thing, it was really, really tough communication. And Raj helped me get this clear, and he did more than he had to. You know, he really made sure that my information went to the right places, and this got cleared within a week. I had my stuff, and that guy went above and beyond what he had to do. It was really, really nice of him, and I really appreciate that. There's some great people out there, and during this pandemic, I guess you can say, it's nice to hear people actually caring about each other and helping out, you know. I went to the bookstore yesterday, and the amount of passive-aggressive and angry people there were, you know, but with, you know, people just, you're in their bubble and they go crazy and all this stuff, and this person's yelling at that person, oh, this one doesn't have a mask, or this person's too close to me. It's like, guys, come on, get along, you know what I mean? Everybody's got to do their part here. You know, I understand it's a stressful time for everyone, but I think everyone's got to not chill out, be cautious, but, you know, help each other out and be more understanding. So I just want to thank Raj again for that. This is because of him, we're doing this right now. So we'll see how it goes. We'll get her done once again. Now I'm going to get started because I've been talking way too much, and you're probably sick and tired of hearing me, because I'm definitely sick and tired of hearing my own voice. Alright, so I got it out. Well, looking inside here, I can definitely see rust. There seems to be a lot more fuel in here than I thought. I thought I had used it almost all, but I guess not. Let's see what we got. Wow, a lot more than I thought. But it looks pretty good. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Check it out. Because I removed the gas tank for removing the bumper, I got all this access. I can actually sit under here. Yeah, you can't see my head, but I can sit up straight. So I got lots of room here. One of the one of the advantages of having a raised truck is you got more room as it is. But now, because I had to remove the gas tank, it's gonna be really easy to have access to this. So I'm gonna remove this, and I got one more thing else I want to do. So let me take you in here, and you can take a look at what it looks like from here. Okay, check it out. Got to remove the bumper now, which is over here. Goes all the way up. It's got an extension someone added, but if you look here, because I got all this access now, I actually have an opportunity to restore this part, which is really awesome. So I'm gonna do some painting here once I remove everything. It just gives you one more layer of protection. Alright, so I'm gonna start removing this thing. I'm gonna take off the hitch too, because I want to keep the hitch for sure, and we'll go from there. This is actually pretty cool. Now, as fun as it was hand cranking those never-ending nuts underneath the gas tank, here I need a little more vehicle, you know? Hank Hill would say, a little more horsepower. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use impact gun, because I don't have all day, and we're gonna just make it easier on ourselves. So this will be cool. At the same time, here we go. Here's the new sending unit for the fuel pump. And yeah, brand new. Just all I gotta do is put that sucker inside, and then I move the whole gas tank, and it'd be much more difficult to replace this underneath. But since it's all new, I just gotta put it in first, and then put it in. But I'm not actually gonna put the gas tank in yet. I'm gonna actually do the whole bumper underneath first, because it's just so much easier access. So we'll go from there. But first, we still gotta remove everything before we can start putting stuff in. Like removing these things is just not always that easy. Ah. All right, let's do it. Sometimes I find if it gets stuck, go forward a little bit, tighten it a little bit, and then go back. I don't know, for some reason it works. I'm not sure why, I can't explain it. It just works. Or doesn't, because this doesn't want to come out. Wow. Okay. What crap? Okay, I think that's actually welded in there. Like legit, I think somebody welded that hitch in, or it welded itself in for all these years. I can't take that out. That's not going anywhere. Whew. Well, that was a lot of work, as you can see. The back is finally off. I think what I'm gonna do now is just clean it up, do a little bit of painting before I start putting anything on, just so it's in, you know, top shape. Whew. Yeah, I'm taking a break, I know. When you do this kind of stuff, you don't even realize how long you go. People ask me, hey Max, why do you go out there and do like 10, 12-hour days rather than just do a little bit of, well, I only have so many days during the week. I only have, you know, my weekends or so, and otherwise I'm doing filming and shooting and stuff like that, editing for the other channels. So I don't really have that much time. That's kind of my primary reason. But the thing is, when you're doing that kind of stuff, like I just took the bumper off and all the debris and dirt fell on me. Look at me, I'm pretty much filthy right now. You go and take a shower right now, your bathroom is freaking filthy, man. Unless you hose yourself down like an animal, you know, your bathroom's always dirty. So me, I like to go, I'll do the long days. I don't even notice, you know, like I haven't even ate lunch yet, but yeah, you know, I'll take a drink break because, you know, you gotta stay hydrated. But you know, I'll just keep going and going and going, and I know people that do this kind of stuff appreciate that, because you just don't want to be all dirty all the time. So I just want to get the dirty stuff done, you know, and I can start putting stuff on again. But you know, it's just really cool this day, and you know, gas tank off, my hitches off, bumpers off. Now it's just about cleaning it up, doing a little painting. It dries quick, and putting stuff back on. So you know, in about half a day we've already done all the removal, so that's pretty good. The drink of champions. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I should have known that was a real possibility. That looks like a nasty storm coming. You know, it's kind of funny because doing these videos, I have had so many storms and rainstorms and tornadoes and everything you can imagine, but that looks pretty bad. We got rain, Michael. Here it is. It's not if it was gonna come, when it's gonna come. Well, yeah, there it is. If you watch this channel, you know I get this often when I do this. Well, I'm gonna wash it, and honestly, I don't really care about the rain. I'm just gonna throw a jacket on and keep going, because this is nothing I haven't dealt with before. Alright, well, it looks like the rain has calmed down. Doesn't look like it was too big of a storm. It's getting pretty clear over there. We're just gonna keep going. Hopefully we can get this done. If we don't have one big storm during one of these videos, it just wouldn't feel right. So, all right, let's get back to it. Wow, that's gonna look pretty cool. Only problem is there's two brackets that are missing. They're meant for towing. You gotta tie them in underneath, so I think I'm gonna have to salvage the old bumper and use pieces of it. But this is like, that's pretty heavy duty. So yeah, this kind of sucks. Turns out there's two pieces missing, two little stupid brackets, and because those stupid brackets are missing, I lose that 2,500 pound towing capacity. So that really stinks. But you know what? It might be a good thing. I'll tell you why. This bumper, this is the old one, right? The new one snaps in like flush, and then it also has one bracket that's supposed to go underneath, and it just ties in to one bolt, and that one bolt adds the towing capacity. This one actually had 5 bolts. So this was crazy strong. I remember once I towed something ridiculously huge. So I know the hitch only has so much capacity, but this one, I just found this was stronger. So what I have to do is, I gotta remove these. I gotta cut this in half, and then I have to put one on top of the other. Kind of like sandwich it, because they're different heights. If I do that and just get rid of this whole assembly, then I could reuse this piece, and I could make it work. It's a lot more work, but what the hell. That is some dirty work, man. Not what I was expecting. It's funny, I was just gonna say, after working on this thing for a couple of years, I've had to do so much creative problem solving. I was like, well, this has been going nice, you know, just removing everything, no creative problem solving. But here we are, right? They didn't send us the bracket for the towing, now we have to make our own. Essentially, their bracket is one on top of the other. It's like this. It's much smaller, and basically it's just welded together, and you put a bolt here and a bolt here. Well, I'm gonna make mine even better. Because I don't have one, I'm gonna over-engineer it because we can make it stronger. So the difference with ours already had a hitch. So it had these 3 bolts, it actually had 4, 3 along the sides, and basically these are massive bolts, so you have a lot more towing capacity. I wanna still use those, so I'll put the 3 on, and I'm just gonna laminate this on top, basically. I'm gonna drill a hole through, so connect one of the bolts, and then, just like they did, I'm gonna weld this. So I'm gonna weld and drill. So it's 2 different things. They didn't do that much, but that's what I'm gonna do. So it's gonna be stronger. So if I'm putting all this effort in, at least I might have over-engineered. It's not 2,500 pounds anymore. It might be like more like 3,500 pounds. Who knows? Because I've actually towed that much with that truck before. It's kind of crazy. All right, so the bumper's on. Looks pretty good, pretty swanky. I'm pretty happy with it. Took a lot longer to put on because I had to put 2 extra pieces on for increased towing capacity. So I had to make my own brackets. But I know that it's actually stronger than it was before, and I'm being snuck up on by my wife, and it looks pretty cool. So yeah,
good.
Thank you, my baby. You like it?
Can it hold my weight though?
If it falls
That's the real test.
Looks good. Yeah, I think it's awesome. So I actually did more than I thought today. I only was gonna remove the gas tank. I thought we were gonna get killed by rain, but we ended up doing this. Putting this on.
Is there anything you can't do?
A lot of things. This took me all day, so, you know, slow process. All right, well, we're just gonna keep going, a little bit off camera, and we'll get back to you next time. All right, feeling a little tired. This is supposed to be the end of this. Hoping to have this done. Bumper's on. It's time to get the final touches on. I'm really hoping this is the last day. It's been awesome, but really want to get her done this weekend. Everything's pretty much good to go. It's time to go. The only thing that sucks is the bumper here, I noticed, has some damage. It must have been damage in shipping, which is really unfortunate. You know, it's just the way it goes sometimes. You get unlucky with these things. So it kind of sucks because it's going to look, there's really no nice way to fix that. So it's definitely going to look dented, but hopefully I can fix it because there's a pin system that runs this whole system. So we'll put that on, put the cover on, and hopefully get all the lights and everything connected. I think my dad's gonna stop by later on, help me with the electrical because he's the electrical genius, and we'll get her done. Something. solid. Okay, so I admit I was a little bit pissed off earlier because of that assembly. And by the way, that's a hell of a difficult assembly. Not the easiest thing to put on in the world. Still have to tighten it roll up. I had to just run out and get a adapter for that. Right now I'm just having lunch with the Shih Tzu. So we'll try to get this going and get it all finished off. You know, it really sucks that it's all dented there. I tried to fix that dent. I actually made it worse. I screwed up the powder coat, so I'm kind of mad, but you know, it's chilled out now, and what can you do? It's gonna happen. So dents and scratches will happen. It just sucks when you're getting it, you know, brand new. So obviously it was damaged in the shipping process, which really sucks, but it is what it is. So gonna finish eating now and pretty much just move on with this thing. I think it's time to get her done, as I've said like 8 times. Ugh, tomato bastard fruit. Alright, so enough screwing around. Next thing I gotta do is I gotta tighten this nut even more. You actually need a 1.5 inch socket, which is huge. There it is. Believe it or not, my dad had one, and you need a special wrench for this. You can't just use, you know, can't use a 1/4 inch little ratchet wrench for this. I'll show you what you actually need. Check this thing out. Boom! Doesn't that just look like the most massive wrench you've ever seen in your life? Like, this thing's huge. This looks like a weapon out of Half-Life. You know, you should be bashing head crabs with this. This is sweet. It's gotta be tight, so. It's so easy because it's got so much leverage. Just crank it, Ricky. Crank it. I feel like Schwarzenegger in The Running Man right now. Just working on that iron. Okay, so I just put the stopper on here. Now I'm not showing every single part step by step because this isn't a how-to video. If you want to watch a how-to video, there's a guy named Matt from Bleepin' Jeepin'. He does all this kind of stuff step by step. That's actually how I learned how to put this together. Me, I'm doing this because, why the hell am I doing this? I don't even know. I'm just doing it. I think it's because I'm a workaholic, and even on my days off, I still have to be filming. But anyways, let's see if it works. Nope. Okay, I'll try fixing that. Okay, so I think I got it. Now, that was a lot harder than I thought. Now that guy in the Bleepin' Jip videos, either he's very lucky, he doesn't put his mistakes in, or I'm just really bad at this because this is way tougher than I thought it would be. I can't even tighten that thing all the way. That's about how tight it's gonna be. It's very secure. It's not moving, but it's definitely not as easy as he says it is. Oh my god, I had to re-drill that for about 2 hours because I just couldn't get this to close. But check it out now. Actually closes. Wheels on. Just gotta put the license plate and the lights on. Close up the back, and that's pretty much it. Awesome. So night is rolling in. Had to divide this day up into 2 parts because it was just too hot. But check it out. It's on. Hard to believe. I'm actually not really believing that this is done right now because it's been so long, but here we go. It looks great. Turned out really good. Really happy with it. It was a lot harder and a lot more work than I expected. My dad came up, wired everything up. Everything's good to go. I think she's ready to rock. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a handyman. I'm not even a Jeep guy. I'm just a guy who decided to take on a project with no experience. I'm a cameraman. That's my job. So welcome to beautiful Peacher Island. This is my favorite place for coming getting sunrise, and I've been coming here for the last 10 years, getting beautiful sunrises just like this one. You know, as a filmmaker, this is one of my favorite places on the earth. But this year, I told myself, I can't actually come here until I get the Jeep project done. I know that's a pretty big thing to ask for myself, but that's what I did. And now it's been a couple more months that I normally would come here, but here we are, watching this beautiful sunrise. You know, this is my reward for all the hard work and all the effort that's gone. You know, as a filmmaker, this is one of my favorite places on earth. And if you told me 3 years ago that I'd be sitting here talking to you about a Jeep project, of taking that project, starting it, finishing it, with almost no experience, I probably wouldn't have believed you. Because you know what? Like I said, I'm not a mechanic, I'm just a filmmaker. But you know what? I think that goes to show you what you can accomplish if you really put your mind to it. I know it sounds kind of cheesy. It's pretty much the same line as Back to the Future, George McFly, but it's really true. You know, if there's one thing I wanted to teach from this video series, and I still really don't know why I made it, to be honest with you, other than my wife telling me it was a good idea and wanting to show my dad, is to teach people, you know, if you got a project, even if you're uncomfortable doing it or something completely new, like give it a shot, right? Look at this, we were able to restore a truck as old as I am, and I've had that thing for half my lifetime. I know I'm really proud of it. My family's really proud of it. My dad's super proud of it because he bought it for me all those years ago. And look, here it is now. I know it's just a materialistic, stupid thing, but I think it's the mindset that you get from doing projects like this that's really worth doing. So hey, this is pretty much, you know, it's not a lost art, but it's definitely disappearing as cars get more technologically advanced and, you know, time moves on. So I think it's really cool to, you know, work on these kind of skills and stuff. So I hope I was able to inspire at least one person in the world to do something, you know, out of their comfort zone and, you know, just get her done. What a beautiful place. But, you know, as an amazing journey as it was, I won't soon forget what I had to go through to get that thing done. If you can preserve something and reuse it, why not, right? Doesn't that just look like the most massive wrench you've ever seen in your life? Filthy, man. Unless you hose yourself down like an animal. Oh, what crap. Well, this has been going nice, you know, just removing everything. No creative problem solving. So it looks ghetto, I know. The only problem is when you have a truck this old, it's really tough to find parts. This is not good. Wow. Alright, you can't see me, but I can see you. I really hope I can make this thing for the wedding. I'm not 100% sure if we can. A little shaky. As you can see, this thing really needs to get replaced. Yeah, so it seems like my fear has come to pass. These are different brakes than the ones in the back. So. Holy shit, it fits. Dude from carsuck.com, I love you, dude. I love you. Holy shit, it works. Look at that, that is fucking nice. All right, so there's the easy way of doing things, and then there's the way you actually have to do it. Love you. She don't love me. Okay, I know on camera it probably doesn't look all that impressive, but trust me, a lot of time and effort went into cleaning this thing up. So my dad's rewiring everything after. That is awesome! Very, very cool looking. They're pretty hardcore. I'm very excited. I'm kind of in a mad rush to get this thing done because the wedding's coming. Oh, I really messed up. The drill bit broke and it went right into my hand. Big wound. I don't think I can get that, but you'll see how much blood there is here. I'm gonna sit down. I just gotta chill out for a bit because I'm pretty dizzy right now. Oh, this is not good. Oh. Yeah. Damn it. I'm gonna get it cleaned up, and I'm gonna continue going. Oh man, looks like the noise and the injury aren't my only problems. Look at that over there. That's a hell of a storm coming. This is gonna be tough to get this done. Holy cow, look at that. That is coming down hard. That looks like a nasty storm coming. Well, yeah, there it is. It seems that it always turns into apocalypse. Every time it's on. It's blowing. Oh man, not again. Just got a tornado alert. So last night's tornado just took out my car. Couldn't believe it. We had a tornado and a tree fell right on the car. It landed straight on top of the roof and it just kind of destroyed everything. And I remember I was devastated. I was so mad and I was so sad after that work. I literally felt like crying because all that work gone into it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I gotta do this again. I gotta patch this, patch that. A tree fell in the car and that's all the damage there was, which is incredible because the door's still open. There was a little bit of the rain gutter had been bent a little bit, but all things considered, none of the welds broke, which I was amazed with. I had to end up doing all that again. I ended up removing everything once again. Had to put more body filler on, fix all the holes. But after all that, ended up getting it all fixed and back ready to go. I'm not a mechanic, that's for sure, so you know my skills are limited. This is the problem area. But my girlfriend suggested, she's like, you know, you do all this stuff, you know, you don't really know exactly what you're doing, but you figure it out every time. And a lot of people, what they would do is just, they look at this and they just throw it out because they're nasty. It's a really unique project, you should show it to people, so I said, okay, you know, she convinced me there. Whoa! One is my dad doesn't live in Canada, so he doesn't see this whole thing. So I thought it'd be cool to do a little updates once in a while. And send that, you know, he can watch it because he watches my YouTube channel. It's crazy, you have a 31-year-old car, and yet you could still get most of the parts because they still make them today. I'd love to see people that are even younger than me, you know, in their 20s or teens, trying to do this kind of stuff because it's a lot of fun. It's not that expensive, and I don't know, if it can inspire one person, I'll be happy. I know what you're thinking. Talk about fail. Jeep Cherokee with a 4-liter diesel Isuzu engine in it. Probably should check under the hood before I do anything. Who knows, there might be nests in there. It's not the nicest looking engine in the world, but this is what makes the truck pretty unique, I think. It hasn't ran in a couple of years. It's been sitting there for about 6 years. So we're gonna try to start it up. My dad bought this for me when I was 16 years old. I'm 29 now, so still have it. And let's see what happens. Well, it's got almost no brakes, but it runs, so there you go. 1988, forever. Sometimes you gotta be a little strict on yourself, and you know what? I'm glad I was, because now I could finally say after 3 years, it's finally finished. I've owned that sucker for half my lifetime. It's as old as I am, 1988, and finally, after all these years, it's finished. It's always been a really cool vehicle, but it took many, many years to finally get it to the glory it deserves. And it means a lot, not just for me, but also means a lot for my dad, the guy who bought it 16 years ago. Pretty amazing. I can't believe that all these years later, not only do I still have it, but it looks like that. You know, like I said, I'm not a mechanic, I'm just a camera guy. But if there's one thing I wanted to teach people, it's you can teach yourself pretty much anything if you really put your mind to it. And here we are. Oh, and one more thing. When I was a kid, I always wanted that truck from Back to the Future. Remember that Toyota Marty McFly had? Well, this may not be it, but I think it's a whole hell of a lot cooler. Make sure to check out some of our other videos, as well as our short film entitled Ottawa, in which we integrated the Jeep restoration process into the movie.